You clicked on this video because you don't have a clue what the Balestra checkmate looks like or what it even is. Today's video, I'm going to teach you that checkmating pattern. We're going to go through some puzzles of increasing difficulty, and by the end of this video, you're going to be able to spot this checkmate in your own games.
Oh.
The Balestra Mate uses a queen and a bishop, and the bishop delivers the checkmate. The queen and the bishop are always going to be 2 squares apart. The queen will cut off some of the squares around the king, but won't actually hit the king. The bishop will do the rest. We're going to go through 10 puzzles of increasing difficulty, easy, medium, hard, and we'll do one puzzle of the hardest difficulty. So stay tuned, see if you're able to spot these mates as we go. Easy puzzle number 1, pause the video if you need. We can see the queen is here cutting off the squares of the king, but we need something that can cut off the rest of the squares. So we have a checkmate here on h6. And remember, with this checkmating pattern, the queen and bishop are always 2 squares apart. Easy puzzle number 2. Pause the video if you need. The queen is cutting off at these squares. The knight is cutting off this square in the corner, but we really need the bishop here to finish the job and cut the rest of them off. And again, the queen and bishop are going to be 2 squares apart. Easy puzzle number 3. Pause the video if you need. This one is slightly different because we won't have the bishop and queen 2 squares apart, but we can deliver a check and we checkmate with the knight, but technically it's a Balestra Mate because the bishop is also delivering check. This is just a double checkmate. All right, let's go to some medium puzzles. Pause the video if you need. This one's slightly trickier because we can't just deliver the checkmate with the bishop here. There's a pawn in the way. So what do? Well, we can distract this pawn. And how do we do that? We can first deliver a check with the rook. And we can see the bishop has come here to block, and we sacrifice the rook. And now the pawn has been distracted off of its duties. We can see the queen is holding these squares. The bishop's coming this way. So here we go. Checkmate. Let's go to medium puzzle number 2. Again, pause the video if you'd like. This one, we're going to be delivering checkmate in 2 moves. The queen's moving in. And remember, the bishop and queen are on opposite colors in this checkmating pattern. And so 2 squares from the queen this way, we can't put the bishop here, but we can put it over here. So the queen cuts off and the bishop moves in here. The final medium puzzle, pause again if you'd like. This one is slightly trickier, but it involves this pin on the pawn. We can deliver a check here with the queen, and this forces the queen to block here. And now we can actually deliver check, not with the queen here because the queen will take us. We deliver the check with the bishop because we're defending with the queen, so the king can't take us, and the queen also can't take us because the queen is pinned. So we go with check, and now we can deliver the checkmate with the bishop. And again, you can see 2 squares apart for the queen and the bishop. Let's move on to some hard puzzles. Pause the video if you need. This puzzle's not so hard, in my opinion. We want to get the bishop to this square. Doesn't quite work, but we can put the bishop on this diagonal. So how do we get rid of this pawn? Well, we simply take the knight, check the king, deliver the check. They try to block. We check again. They block. And here we're 2 squares apart from the queen. Hard puzzle number 2. Pause if you need. This one's a little trickier because there's so much breathing room around the king. We basically just want to force the king all the way to the back rank. So let's start with a check here. The king runs away. We can check again here. He runs away. And obviously we're cutting these squares and the bishop's cutting these squares and the queen's cutting this square. So he's really forced to go to this square. And so now we can check here and he moves over and now 2 squares apart, the checkmate. All right, one final hard puzzle and then on to the hardest. Pause if you need. It seems difficult because there is so much room again for the king to move. Everything's open, but we can simply force the king over this way. The queen is on this diagonal, and so we want to get the bishop on this diagonal as well and force the king to its only safe square here. Then we deliver the check, and the king will be forced over here, and then we can come back here with the checkmate. Hopefully you can start to see that. Check, check, and mate. All right, let's move on to the hardest. Pause the video if you need. Really, I don't think these puzzles are too hard once you understand that checkmating pattern. I mean, if you were looking at this a week ago and you didn't know about the Balestra checkmating pattern, you probably would struggle with this, but now you know queen and bishop, 2 squares apart. We want to get on this diagonal. We want to get rid of this pawn. And so it just makes sense to take this pawn here. I think chess is so cool because it's all about pattern recognition, and ingraining this pattern into your mind is going to be super helpful. Let's go ahead and take this pawn. Now you would think this is a checkmate in 1, but the queen is looking at our king, and so this rook can't actually move. So we need to deliver the check with the bishop. And if the queen takes, well, then we have a checkmate in 1. And so we can just move here, and they're going to block, and we can go again with the bishop here, and that is checkmate. Obviously, they could take with the queen, and we would get the checkmate with the rook, but this is still a Balestra checkmate because it's with the queen and bishop. I've actually included a free link to a Balestra checkmating pattern study on Noctie.ai. If you want to check it out, it's completely free. I use this website all the time to help improve my chess. I think you'll benefit from it too. The link's in the description of the video. I hope that video was helpful for you guys. If you can, please leave a like. It really helps the algorithm. And I'll see you guys again very soon.